pleasure to introduce you to a person who creates highly interactive motion sensor technology, incredible light and sound generating objects and interfaces. And he's all the way here from Bloomington, Indiana. This is Andrew.
Sort of like these very small handheld objects, very mobile, a lot of movement. I'm very interested in this sort of interaction between sound and light and gesture. Also improvisation. So I'm building these kinds of these instruments and then just kind of exploring what comes out of them. This is called Ecotone, and I'm actually using this software called Pure Data and a lot of different synthesis techniques, and just kind of improvising with sound and movement and light. This actually is, I'm using this open platform microcontroller called Arduino, which is a way of connecting sensors and getting information in and out of the computer. And I'm using a proximity sensor, an accelerometer, and then just buttons and knobs. And obviously there's LED lights inside of this. Some of the more interesting things are these actually are little police cars, toy circuits from the dollar store, which I sort of hacked, and I removed the resistor and put a photo resistor, so as the light changes, strikes the photo resistor, it varies the resistance based on the light hitting the photo resistor. And so that's sort of what's creating the different, I guess, pitches. So it's changing the sample rate of the little micro sample chip.
Okay. What's your inspiration? Where did it come from? Or your fascination, or what intrigues you? Where did this come from, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh gosh. Well, I guess this sort of really, again, thinking of how to expand a palette of sort of a musicality of vision and movement, and sort of thinking of this kind of history of visual music. Experimental animation, people who sort of just playing with like pattern and color, abstraction, and so that's a little bit like Oscar Fischinger and Len Lai, but also I guess there's sort of kind of quirkiness to some of this stuff, sort of a playful approach. So I'm thinking a lot about playing and just enjoying the process and also embodiment, so sort of feeling myself in the sort of embodied in the process of making sounds and images.
I know that there's a lot of different sound artists that do improvisation, different musicians that do improv. But you kind of bring it to another level where you actually involve the audience in that, sort of commoditized performance. Can you explain how you got to that level, or why you wanted to bring the audience involved?
Sure. I actually I kind of show these as an installation, and they're sort of part of kind of a little table where the idea was, the table was, this apparatus, I suppose, where people kind of come together around it, sort of share. And so I think that was kind of a little bit of the inspiration. And so I thought, how do I bring that into, a performance? And so I just started distributing things out to the audience, and it's sort of just been evolving like that. Okay, pass one more time.
Well, man, you know you're going to rock out. Give it up, Ozzy. Give it up, Ozzy.
So this is a camera right here, and the red light is the base of the camera. And you can sort of see the front of the camera right here. So you can sort of point it. And as you point the camera, you can sort of hear there are different vectors on the screen triggering different sounds. So there's a visual element, and I'm just kind of using taking a live video feed in, and that's sort of doing video tracking to trigger the sounds.
I noticed you're using PD instead of bass.
Yeah.
Does it have like a jitter-like element that because I noticed even on the piece that you had video in, you used PD. Is there like does PD also have like a
Gem.
Yeah, it's GEM, which does anyone know what the
It's truly
acronym-
outrageous.
GEM is an acronym for something, graphical environment for multimedia. Yeah, so, and actually I started using PD because it's free open source software, and I really actually like the fact that, I can just say, have students just download it and they can start building stuff, and they don't have to worry about, paying $800.
Typically just do performance, or do you find that your art is better as an installation?
I kind of like playing around. I mean, I guess very similar, like sort of playing in practice, and moving between sort of spaces and the temporality of performance. Temporariness?
Temporalityness.
Temporality.
right?
Write that one down.
Yeah, so I think there's a tension, they kind of sort of feed off of each other. Practices kind of inform each other, and then, there's a challenge too. It's like, how do I take this and bring it into, how do I take something from a performance that's interesting and bring it into a space that's kind of fixed, or, vice versa, I think. Can be kind of fun, or intellectually stimulating, creatively stimulating act.
I just wanted to say, this is the first time I've ever been to an event like this, but I really love the progression that you guys are doing and making art a much more interactive experience. I mean, I was in New York recently, and I went to a couple of galleries, and there'd be lights on the floor and stuff, and obviously you can walk through it, but there'd be security guards being like, oh no, you can't go through that. And it's just sort of annoying. It's like one of those things where art's supposed to be interactive. If you can't have a relationship with the art, then what are you doing there? And so I really like art that goes out and grabs you and really brings you into it, and that's what you guys have been doing, and it's really awesome. I just want to say, good job.
I would just like to say, if I can, adding to her comment, that it's really extraordinary what both of you are doing, and the curator of the Soundwave Festival, and I'm deeply appreciative, and it's mind-bending, and it's awe-inspiring, it's beautiful, and I think it's very important. So thank you, all three of you. Of course.